Hey, welcome back to Audiobook Bay. Today we're diving into one of the most powerful concepts in personal development, and honestly, once you understand it, you'll never see your choices the same way again. We're talking about the compound effect by Darren Hardy, and this book is a complete game changer. Every decision you make, every habit you build, every person you spend time with, it's all adding up in ways you probably don't realize. The tiny actions you take today seem insignificant, but they're everything in the long run. Your choice to scroll for 5 more minutes, skip the gym, or order takeout instead of cooking feels like nothing in the moment. But here's the thing, these small moments compound. The compound effect is working on you whether you're paying attention or not. If you're making good choices consistently, the compound effect works for you. Your health improves, relationships deepen, skills sharpen, bank account grows. If you're making poor choices, that same effect works against you. The damage compounds just as powerfully as the growth. Let's get into the first takeaway. Takeaway 1. Small actions compound into massive results over time. This isn't motivation you're hearing, this is pure math. 1% better every single day sounds tiny when you think about it, right? But mathematically, 1.01 to the power of 365 equals 37.78. 1% worse daily. That's 0.99 to the power of 365, which equals 0.03. The difference between those two outcomes is absolutely staggering. That's the entire game of life. Imagine two people starting at $50,000 yearly. Person A improves skills weekly, reads 15 minutes daily, takes courses, practices their craft. Person B does nothing and coasts. After 5 years, Person A's earning potential is dramatically higher, while Person B remains stuck at 50,000. After 10 years, the gap becomes absolutely massive. This isn't luck or talent. This is the compound effect. Here's your action step. Pick one area of your life and commit to improving it 1% this week, not 10%. One small, sustainable action that you can actually keep doing. That's where the power is. Takeaway 2. Tracking is everything because you can't improve what you don't measure. This is something Hardy really emphasizes. Most people never track anything. They don't know their actual eating, phone time, books read, or conversations with loved ones. Without measurement, you're flying blind. The moment you start tracking something, it becomes real and patterns emerge. Track your water intake, and you realize you're only drinking 2 cups when you should be drinking 8. Once you see that number written down, it becomes actionable. What gets measured gets managed. The same applies to your spending, exercise, sleep quality, and work output. Your action step is straightforward. Pick one metric to start tracking this week. Keep it simple. Maybe it's pages read, miles walked, dollars saved, or hours worked on your main goal. Use your phone notes, a spreadsheet, a notebook, whatever works. The format doesn't matter. The act of tracking does. Do this for 1 week and notice what happens. Takeaway 3. Your choices create habits and habits create your destiny. There's a sequence here that matters deeply. You make a choice, it gets repeated, repetition becomes habit lived over years becomes identity and life. Most people don't realize they're making these choices. They just happen automatically. Someone disciplined with fitness didn't wake with perfect willpower. They chose the gym Monday, Wednesday, Friday until it became who they are. The same works negatively. Someone in debt started with eating out instead of cooking, repeated it hundreds of times, and now that's their reality. Your action is this. Identify one habit you want to build or break. Just one. Then commit to making one choice about that habit every single day for the next week. If you want to be a reader, choose to read. If you want to be fit, choose to move your body. The single choice is what matters right now. Takeaway 4. Every choice sends ripples through your entire life. This is what Hardy calls the ripple effect, and it's profound in its implications. When you choose to wake up early, it affects your mood, productivity, health, relationships, and everything downstream. You're more patient with people, more creative at work, with more energy for family. Bad choices radiate too. You lose sleep over work stress and snap at your kids the next day. You miss a workout and feel worse about yourself. Every choice radiates further than you can see. Your action is to think about your biggest goal right now. Write it down if you want. Then pick one choice that creates positive ripples toward that goal. Maybe your goal is to be healthier. The choice that creates ripples isn't just exercise. It's the choice to exercise at the same time every morning, which means going to bed on time, which means not watching TV late, which means your mind is clearer. See how this works? Find that one choice. Takeaway 5. Momentum is real and maintaining it is much easier than building it from scratch. Hardy talks about this as the big mo, and understanding it changes your entire approach to motivation. Most people want to feel motivated before taking action. They want the momentum to exist first. That's backward. The momentum comes from the action. Starting an exercise routine is hard, but by week 3 or 4 your body expects it and you have energy. That's momentum. Lose it for 2 weeks and you're back to painful. The momentum that took 4 weeks to build is gone in 2 weeks of inaction. Here's your action step. If you've got momentum on something right now, protect it like your life depends on it. Consistency matters more than intensity. If you haven't started building momentum yet, commit to just 5 more days of showing up. 5 days is the threshold where something shifts. You'll feel it. Takeaway 6. Who you spend time with literally determines who you become. This is one of the most underrated concepts in personal development, and it's backed by behavioral science. You absorb the habits, attitudes, language, and beliefs of the people around you. It's osmosis, not conscious choice. Let me be direct about this. If you're spending time with people who complain constantly, you'll start complaining. If you're around people who are building businesses and learning and growing, you'll start doing those things. If you're in relationships where everyone watches TV at night, that becomes your normal. If you're around readers and learners, that becomes your normal. You're not choosing these behaviors, you're just absorbing them. Your action is this. Look at your inner circle right now. The people you spend the most time with. Are they lifting you up or pulling you down? You don't need to cut people off, but you might need to spend less time with people who drain your energy and more time with people who inspire you. This week, schedule one conversation or hangout with someone who makes you want to grow. Takeaway 7. Building unstoppable momentum, what Hardy calls the big mo, requires understanding the mechanics of how momentum actually works. It's not magic, it's a formula. You start small with consistency, which builds confidence, which lets you push a little harder, which creates visible results, which create more confidence. And suddenly, you're unstoppable. The key is starting small enough that you can actually be consistent. This is where most people fail. Most people get motivated and go all in immediately. They're going to work out 2 hours daily or read 50 pages. They last 3 days. Then they crash and feel like failures. You start where you can realistically sustain it. Maybe 15 minutes of exercise or 5 pages read. The size doesn't matter at all. The consistency does. Your action step. What's one thing you want to build momentum on? Define the smallest sustainable version of that thing. Then commit to doing it every single day for 2 weeks. Don't increase the difficulty yet. Just show up. Build that momentum foundation. Takeaway 8. Acceleration is adding extra effort on top of your consistency. Once you've built a foundation and created momentum, that's when you can add intensity. This is where a lot of ambitious people go wrong. They try to accelerate before they've built anything to accelerate. It's like trying to sprint on sand versus concrete. Hardy talks about reaching a threshold where compounding becomes exponential. You've been consistent for 2 months. Now add intensity. Gym 5 days instead of 3 or 2,000 words instead of 1,000. That extra effort compounds faster. Your action is to evaluate where you already have momentum. Maybe you've been reading for 2 months straight. You've built that habit. Now's the time to accelerate slightly. Read more pages. Read harder books. Set a reading challenge. This acceleration is only powerful if it's built on consistency, so make sure you've got the foundation first. Takeaway 9. Bad habits compound as powerfully as good ones. People downplay the negative side of this equation. It's just one drink, or it's just one bad meal. But one repeated becomes pattern, becomes lifestyle. The damage compounds invisibly until suddenly you're in crisis mode. One credit card charge seems small but compounds into hundreds in interest within a year. 50 skipped workouts compound into a health crisis. Dozens of angry comments compound into relationship-destroying resentment. Your action step is this. Identify one bad habit that's been compounding against you. It doesn't have to be huge. It could be small, but pick one and commit to eliminating it this week. Not forever, just this week. 1 week of choosing differently, that's how you interrupt the negative compound effect. Takeaway 10. The compound effect is always working on you whether you're paying attention or not. You're never standing still. If you're not moving forward with intention, you're sliding backward automatically. Every single day is a vote for the person you want to become or a vote against it. This is the reality Hardy wants you to face. Once you understand this, you have power. You don't need massive breakthroughs or dramatic transformations. Consistency wins. Small choices, made repeatedly and compounded over time, create the life you want. The person you become is not a mystery. It's a mathematical outcome of the choices you make and repeat. So here's what I want you to do. Stop right now and pick just one area of your life where you're going to apply the compound effect intentionally. One area. Make one small choice today that aligns with who you want to become. Then make that same choice tomorrow. And the next day, not perfectly, just honestly. That's how you harness the power of the compound effect and let it work for you instead of against you. If you found this valuable, hit that subscribe button for more audiobook insights every week. And drop a comment below telling me which takeaway hit you hardest. The compound effect in action.